Hi folks, you're with Tacitus today. Tacitus today, your pushback channel, and thank you for joining this audio live stream. In this essay, I'd like to talk about a recent movie, and I won't mention the name of the movie, but I will say it features a lot of pink. And I haven't seen the movie, by the way. I've looked at a number of reviews online from reviewers, such as Critical Drinker and others, and also I've seen a number of shorts of the movie. There've been some interviews, the marketing thing as the actors and the directors, producers are sort of doing the rounds of the talk shows and trying to sort of gin up the buzz, and so they've typically showing short extracts from the movie, and the interviews have been very, very soft, and they've either been super pro-feminist type interviews, or they've been just super sort of puff piece softball interviewers by there's even gay black men are doing the interviews. Now, certainly the depiction of the evil, wicked, misogynist males that are they're kind of Nazis. We won't use the word Nazi, but patriarchy and words like that are used in the movie, and it depicts the social structure of Western society, capitalist society, and particularly men as being, if not stupid, hopeless, and worthless, at least evil, and responsible for all that's bad. Now, this just so happens to accord very nicely with Marxist thinking, and the use of Marxist thinking being put out front as sort of the cat's paw by the globalists. So the fact that this ties in beautifully and wonderfully with the globalist project and globalist talking points can't be a coincidence. But anyway, let's move on from that. Now, if we sort of look at the producers and directors and screenwriters, script writers, and so on that have been used to destroy pretty much every franchise, whether you're looking at the Indiana Jones or the Star Wars or the Star Trek or anything at all. That doesn't matter. Anything out of the Disney franchise and anything that's taken Western tradition and culture and so on, and tried to destroy it and undermine it and so on. We can see, particularly attacking straight white male Christians, we can see certainly a thread there. Now, when you look at the names of the people that have been specially hand-picked to do these makeovers, which are very negative towards straight white male Christians, then they for the most part, at least, they have names like Steinberg, Abrahams, Cohen, and J.J. Abrams, all this sort of things. So people who have no loyalty or affinity or sympathy with the straight white male Christian sort of traditions and culture and history. Indeed, these people are taught at school and taught with great emphasis that it's these people that either directly caused, facilitate, enabled, or failed to oppose the Holocaust. Thus, all of these people are guilty, directly or indirectly, and they must never be allowed to forget that. And this is a theme. So, if you were going to pick anyone and say, look, we want to attack straight white male Christian Gentile society, you would pick these people, and they do. So that can't be accidental. Now, some people said to me, well, hey, Billy Bob, look, that this industry, the movie industry, has a lot of Jewish people in it. So it's hardly an accident that these people would end up, being heavily involved in the movies, production, directing, script writing, and so on. And I do get that, by the way. But two sort of considerations there. If that were the case, then these people would make just as many movies lauding how wonderful straight white male Christians were. They would have just as many movies about that as they would detracting from it. So there would be at least an even-handed approach there. We also could say, well, they'll also do movies attacking and undermining every other race on the planet, every other group, every other religion. But they don't do that. So I would argue therefore that given they're a particular group of people that are trained to believe through their education system that all their woes are down to Gentile Christians, in a society run by straight white males, then those are their oppressors, and these are the people that should be exposed for the wicked, evil, fascist Nazis that they are. So that falls in line. Now, if you've been taught all your life through the education system that, see those people over there, they're the cause of all our woes, of all our people going back a couple of thousand years, and here's a list of all the bad things they've done to us, and we have to make the world a better place. And so you're trained how do you make the world a better place? We'll take away the power of the straight white male Christians, then the world automatically will be a better place. Okay, so that's very much in the background. So when they're told, we'll go and do a hatchet job on straight white male Christians, they don't view that, well, that's not really a hatchet job, because we're fighting Hitler and his Confederates and so on, but we're making the world a better place. Hey, what's wrong with that? So these are some of the ideas that feed into it. Now, what's been happening sort of recently is there's a number of the directors and so on who have been Gentiles, and more women Gentiles than men, but and they've attacked the white Christian male culture and history and traditions and so on with just as much gusto and eagerness and the sharpened knives as the Jewish activists did. It's one thing to just make a movie and say, well, let's make a movie and entertain, but when you set out to do the hatchet job and you hire activists who will have a guaranteed predisposition, then you're not making a movie anymore. You're making propaganda, knowingly so. This idea, we tried. Yeah, no, that's bullshit. You are knowingly creating propaganda. Now, it's evil and terrible when Joseph Goebbels did it, so it is evil and terrible if anyone else does it. Let's have a look now at this recent movie that has a lot of pink in it. Now, I've seen the interviews of the key person, the woman. She's, I think, I'm going off the top of my head on this, I think she's 40 years old, and she certainly doesn't come across as a genius, far from it. It's difficult to imagine she's got sufficient brain power to put all this together. So I'm thinking she's just the person they're sticking out front, and then all the other sort of activists are being shoveled in there, and she's using them. How much control she really has, given the only purpose really is to do the hatchet job, and there's a lot of other people involved. Now, she was a mid-20s nobody, suffering depression. But let me go back even further. She was a very ordinary student at high school. In fact, I doubt, below even the average mark, I would say, looking at the thing. Now she's can't get into any college for a decent course of anything, doesn't study and can't stay at it if she starts it. So she said she's going to be an actor or do something in acting, and something airy-fairy, something very arty. And that's it. That's the extent of it. There's no indication of someone who's got any talent or intellectual gift of anything of the sort. I mean, she does, but just it was superbly well hidden, that's all. Then at, I think about the age 25 or 26, she starts dating, she's a Gentile, she starts dating this very well-connected Jewish guy. And suddenly, almost instantly, immediately, she's getting jobs to co-write, screenplays and get involved in movies. And now, before that, the only breaks she was getting were from Jewish people involved in the Jewish people involved in the movie making and so on industry. She's getting a few sort of gigs there. Now, I imagine somebody suffering depression and going nowhere, having no future. She'd gone to an all-girls school and had done drama courses that had sort of all girls or gay guys, and yet she's come out of that apparently railing against the wicked, evil oppression that she suffered. So she suffered oppression in an all-girls school with pretty much all female teachers, and then was studying drama and art in a course that had nearly all women or gay guys. Where did the oppression come from? I can't see where it had come from. So she's this wandering, sort of depressed, going nowhere nomad, and somehow bumps into this Jewish guy. Then she becomes quickly radicalized, and starts pumping out anti-straight white male, anti-Western, anti-capitalist scripts, and she's getting lots and lots of work to do it. So she's sort of like, I see that she's like, in the Alien movies, when the aliens would sort of put those eggs inside the body of the person, the alien would sort of pop out, and I see as one of those. She's almost like they've been impregnating people with anti-Western, anti-white male hatred, the Gentiles, been impregnating them with that, and so and then letting them loose in movie making or movie production, and then all those hatreds and all those things just burst forth, and they're there to get even with all those damn fucking Nazis. Now, again, appears talentless as far as I can ascertain anyway. She's given break after break after break because of her connection with this Jewish guy, the well-connected Jewish activist, and she's put it on. So I think every movie she's made has been about feminism and how the oppression and evil straight white male Nazis, and I don't think it's never been it's hard to work out why somebody who would have suffered so little oppression, unless it was from other girls, suffered so little oppression, would be so hell-bent on this ideological fanatical mission she has to get back at all these imaginary foes that she seems to see everywhere. Exactly who are these men who oppressed her? Maybe they didn't give her the job she wanted. Maybe they're boyfriends that turned her down or something. I don't know. Maybe she didn't get when there was the school the school homecoming queen type balls and everything. Maybe the hot guys didn't try and invite ask her for a dance or take her out or jump on her and fuck her or something. I don't know. But it's an unusual amount of extremely bitter resentment. Now, I've looked at some of the interviews she's done, and you can see that bitter, angry resentment. It almost just sort of drips out of her, floods out of her, and you've put someone like that in to make a movie about entertaining, a movie to entertain people, but really it's an outrageous, ridiculous, absurd feminist diatribe about an imaginary society of oppression that they think exists or imagining. Now, the whether the society exists or not is one thing, but it's so strictly in accordance with Marxist concepts of oppression that it can't be a real thing. That's not how it is. The Marxist view is very ideological and begins from the premise that society is wicked, evil, straight, white, male, Gentile. It begins from that, and then seeks to gather only information that justifies or furthers the point. My sort of view is that there's a whole bunch of Gentiles, particularly angry young women who are drifting aimlessly, that are being co-opted by the Jewish activist diaspora to act as front people or enablers or flunky stooges to run around and do these hatred movies against straight white male Christian society. And this movie of Pink and Her is just another one. There's no way she on her own divide. These angry, bitter women, aimless women or low IQ women, they are the diaspora, the activist, Gentile Christian hating diaspora must see these women come and say, I can use you. I can really use you to do some damage that we want done. And it's now it could all just be coincidence. It could all just be coincidence, but that would mean that this woman would also be making movies saying how wonderful Christian Gentile society, but she doesn't. It's only anti, and therefore I would argue that she's been co-opted, created, manufactured, like an alien cocoon, manufactured by the activist diaspora to go out and do some of their dirty work. You've been Tacitus today, your Pushback channel, and thank you for listening.